And let's see. We're starting on page 139. Page 139 in grammar. 139. Let me check something really quick here. Quotation marks, talking about today. Okay, you guys have been using these, you know how to use them, and you see them all the time in your writing. So we're just going to review this kind of quickly. We have two parts to a speaking part of a story. You have your quotation marks that indicate words that are spoken. So here you have your quote. This is the quote. This is what is being said. Cows eat grass. Whoa, did you guys know that? Whoa. By the way, Lacey, we have some very sarcastic students in this class, so we do a lot of sarcasm here. So obviously cows eat grass. We know that. That's what he's saying. And then there's quotation marks here, and there's that comma inside the quotation mark. And then we have the attribution. And the attribution is the mouse explained. That's who's speaking, the mouse, and how he said it. He explained it. Just in case you didn't know, cows eat grass. Just in case you did not know that. The mouse is explaining that to you. The quote is the sentence in quotation marks. The attribution is the person speaking and the speaking verb. Read this passage below. Underline the attribution and place quotation marks around the words that Johnny spoke. Anybody feel like reading today? This little paragraph right here? Not really. And I don't know about you, but the time change is really bugging me. Anybody else having a problem with it? Okay. Because it's not really 10:15, it's like 9:15 and I'm all messed up. Tyler.
So, the time changed on me and I have saxophone lessons every Monday at 7:30 a.m.
Oh,
And so I usually wake up at 6:30 for that or earlier.
yeah.
And so now it's like, okay, the time changed. So tomorrow I'm basically getting up at 5:30
Not right, man.
and
It's
I
not
cannot
right.
function it that early.
It's not right. I don't like it. I have the same problems. I get up at 5 every day, but really now it's like 4 every day. That's not right. 4 o'clock's not right. I'm just saying. How about you, Kaden? And then I see you, Lacey, too.
For me, it's not really the morning, it's more the night because then I can't really sleep.
Yeah, it's hard to go to sleep. I'm having that problem too. Everybody's nodding. They're like, yep, same problem. It's hard to go to sleep. How about you, Lacey?
We missed a whole party on Sunday because it was at 10 and we slept in until 11.
No. Ah, it's a bummer when you miss a party, though. Yeah.
We were really sad.
Yeah. Darn it. It only takes like, 6 months to get used to it. So you got some time.
It
Anyway,
takes 6 months and then you have 1 month until the time changes
pretty
again.
much, pretty much. Yes, pretty much. And then, I mean, our cell phones change automatically, the computers change automatically, but the microwave, the oven, and all the little clocks around, you got to go around and fix all that. Anyway,
I'm
yeah. Enough complaining.
It's like the clock says 9 and you have to be somewhere at 10. It's like, okay, yeah, I can wait just a little bit longer. And then 15 minutes later, it's like 11:30.
They're messing with us, huh, Easton?
Um, the next time changes is in like November, I think.
Come on, November. Come on, November. Caden?
My phone, it's a flip phone, and yet it doesn't catch up.
Oh, no. So you have to type it in. You have to tell it. It's not a smartphone. It's a dummy phone. It's like, yeah, Tyler. And then we got to move on.
All right, Easton, I just wanted to say thanks for giving us the fabulous news of another time change.
It's the
Can't
good
wait for
one. It's
November.
the good one though. It's when we get an
Yeah.
extra hour. So we can't complain about that one. We just have to wait till November. So, okay, anyways, I'll read the paragraph since everybody's tired today. And you're going to look for the attribution and the quote. All right. When Johnny looked around the garden, he saw rows and rows of vegetables. He said, I know those green things are peas and those are beans. The bright red balls are tomatoes, of course. I am not sure what the long yellow vegetable is that is growing on the vine. What is it, Timmy? Okay. Who knows what the attribution is? What's the attribution in this little paragraph, Lacey?
He said,
Good. He said. That's it. That's it. It's who's speaking, he, and how he said it, he said it. Okay, where do the quotation marks go? Who can tell me that? Somebody other than Lacey. Caden,
I know
right here by I. And then where does it end? Where does he stop talking?
the whole thing.
The whole thing. Is that what you were going to say, Tyler? Yeah. Okay, good. What would be a stronger verb than said? Because we all know said is a banned word. So, Tyler, what could we put instead of said?
Exclaimed.
Yeah, I like that one. Explained. Any other ideas there? There's lots of ways to say something. Do you know what Timmy saw? What did Timmy see? What was that yellow vegetable, yellow long vegetable? Anybody know what that could have been? It's not a
Squash.
banana. What is it, Easton?
Squash.
Squash. Yellow squash. Okay, done with that. Let's move on. The practice page. I'll go ahead and read it today. All right, casually, Timmy told Tommy, okay, there you go. See, I can't even read. Where did Tommy come from? Tommy's not even in this story. That's what you get if you let me read, okay? That's all your fault because you guys didn't read it. Okay, anyway, back to this. Casually, Timmy told Johnny not to worry. He explained, it's just a silly cow. Man, we are all over the place today. I'm just saying. Cows eating grass. Casually is our vocabulary. It means without serious thought, kind of like us today. Without a serious thought. Yeah, sounds familiar. Casually. All right, one article. Go ahead and find that one by yourself. Three nouns. This is for you, Tyler. Three nouns.
Timmy, Johnny, and cow.
That was fast. Two pronouns, Caden.
He
Yes.
and it.
It's the it part of it's.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's missing something. What do we need to put in there too? Go ahead, Caden.
The I forgot what it's called.
Apostrophe.
Yeah.
Yes. It is just a cow. And it's the it part that's the pronoun. You're right about that. That's the homophone, by the way, so we can check that too. Adjective. Lacey, how about where's the adjective? What kind of cow are we talking about here?
silly cow.
Silly cow. And did you have a question, Tyler? I just noticed your hand was there.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I've been always confused on these because I'm trying to find the homophone because it doesn't say there's a apostrophe. So I
Yeah.
keep looking and I'm there for a half hour. And then I'm like, okay, I'll just randomly guess. And then in the grade book, it'll say it's, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Well, I know it should say apostrophe, but really what they want us to do is draw a line through it and write it above it. But I kind of did it the short way. I just stuck it in there. But yeah, I don't know why they didn't just put apostrophe there. It would have been easier to find. I agree. And did you notice that silly has an ly, but that is an imposter adverb. It is not an adverb. It is an adjective. So Lacey's correct there, telling what kind of cow it is. But we do have an ly adverb too. Easton, where is that?
Casually.
Very good. Casually. And then we've got subject verb pairs. So Liana, and by the way, some students like to find those together. If you like to find the subject and verb together, if that's easier for you, you can do it that way, or just tell me the verbs. Either way, Liana. What are some verbs in here? We'll start with that. What is Timmy doing?
He's casually
Casually, Timmy, what?
told Johnny.
Told. So that's what he's doing. So it's Timmy who told. Those go together. Timmy told. And worry looks like it could be a verb, and it is usually, but since it has to next to it, this one we're not going to count because it's an infinitive, to worry. So forget about that one. But there's another verb here that has an ed, Liana. Do you see it? Explained, yes. And then who was it that explained in that sentence? It's going to be his. I mean, not his. He. Hello. He explained. So Timmy told, those go together, subject verb. He explained, subject verb together. And then there is one more verb, subject verb, in what he says right here. This one's a little trickier. Do you see it, Liana?
Is it just
No,
silly?
no, not cow. It's not A. Has to do with this one. It's, which is the S part. The S part is. It is just a cow. So that's the verb. And the subject is it, which is the pronoun. So that the subject it is, those go together. All right. That was a tricky one. Two openers. Tyler, what kind of openers do we have here?
Casually is a ly opener.
Number what?
Number 2.
Number 3.
Oh, number 3, right.
ly.
Number 2 is prepositional.
Uh-huh. Yep. And then what kind of opener is this one?
Subject opener.
Which is a number what?
Number 1.
Number 1. Subject. There you go. Good job. 5 capitals. All right. We got this one, this one, this one, this one. Oh, yeah. And this one, because it's the first thing that he says here. So that needs to be a capital there. And mark is a period. When you guys rewrite this, the period goes on the inside of the quotation mark, okay? When you write it down here, make sure you put it on the inside. All right, I think we got it. Any questions about this page at all? No? Okay, good. I see you shaking your head. That's good. All right, then. We survived grammar. Survived. Go ahead and get your binders out. And before we get started, though, I have to talk to you about something that might be coming up in your school life, and that is state testing. There, I said it, okay? I said it. Now, state testing happens this time of year in the spring. It might not be till April, but does anybody know if you're doing state testing anytime soon? Does anybody know yet? Tyler?
No, I thought you were going to say something different.
Okay, so I saw
I
two.
think mine's in like end of March or April.
Okay, so it's coming up Easton and then Lacey.
I'm gonna do it in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay, how about you, Lacey?
My mom said it was going to be in 2 weeks too.
2 weeks too. Okay. So we're going to talk a little bit about it right now, but then next week we're going to actually do some practice with it. Don't be afraid of the writing part. I mean, the math, you're on your own. I'm just kidding. No, you'll do great. But writing is, my jam here. So just going to talk to you a minute about the writing part of your test because there is a writing part. And you guys know that this test is the CASP test and it's all digital now. So it's all on the computer. So when you get to the writing part, you're going to see something in a box that says, read the following paragraphs, and then they'll give you some paragraphs, and then it'll say something like, summarize what you just read. And you're going to go, I remember Mrs. C talking about summarize. That means I'm going to tell some of the information, right? Some, S-O-M-E. So then you use your scratch paper because you can't take anything in there with you or wherever you do your testing. You can only have scratch paper and a pen or a pencil, okay? That's okay because guess what? It's all up here. You guys have it all up here. You don't need your binder. You don't need your grammar book. You got it all right here. So when you get ready to write, you're going to get your lined paper out or whatever scratch paper they give you, even if it's just blank white paper, it doesn't matter. However many paragraphs they want you to write is how many topics you need. So if they say write 3 paragraphs, how many topics do you need? Tyler. So if they want you to write an essay, now that could be 5 paragraphs because an essay format has the introduction and the conclusion, right? And that's what some of the things that we're working on this week, which is cool because you'll be ready for that. But the topics are the parts that you explain in the middle. Those are the body paragraphs. So on your scratch paper, you just start making your keyword outline. Roman numeral 1, that's your introduction. Roman numeral 2, Roman numeral 3, Roman numeral 4. And you write them down, write down your keywords. So as you're reading the article that they give you to read online, write down some keywords. You guys know how to do that, okay? You got this. And then the other thing to remember is your dress ups. And I know you've been doing them enough now, they're in your head, right? Who can tell me without looking at any checklist, what are some dress up words that you have to have in your paper? Tyler, what's something you have to put in there?
Oh, hey, adverb, who, which clause, strong verb, quality adjective, www.asia, and the because clause.
Ooh, any others? I think you got them all. Lacey,
The openers,
what are the openers, Lacey, that you have to do?
the Y opener, the prepositional opener, and the very short sentence.
See, you guys got this. That's it. Okay. And then what else do we have to have? You guys remember this? What is it, Caden? This part.
The topic clincher sentence.
Go ahead and let's do it really quick. Topic, sentence, and the clincher sentence must repeat or reflect 2 or 3 key words. If you have to do that while you're taking the test, that's all right. If you're on Zoom, somebody may be like, what's that guy doing? What's that girl doing over there? That's okay. You probably are going to be by yourself in the Zoom anyway. I don't know how they do it for your homeschool class. Tyler?
So, for me, we go to a place and we're all there. So, like,
Okay.
if one of us was doing that, somebody'd be like, "What are they doing?"
That's all right. They can just wonder. They're actually probably going to be jealous, like, dude, that guy knows something that I don't know. What do they know? So you guys got this. So remember all those little parts to the writing. Make sure you fit all that in there and you're going to ace it. You're going to be like, you're going to wow them. Seriously. Yeah, you will. So yes, Kaden, you know how to do it. Think about how you used to write before my class. You'd be like, I don't know what to write, but now you do, right? He's just being silly. All right, back to today's lesson. So we're going to actually put away week 17 and move on. we're not really going to share today because we don't have a lot of time. So sorry if you wanted to share. We don't have time to share. We got to move on. Make sure you check your Google Classroom though, because I do put notes in your Google Classroom and I need you guys to check that and fix it. If you didn't get 10, I need you to fix it, whatever I'm telling you to fix, okay? Next week, we'll do some sharing with some of those stories. Tyler?
Sorry, mine was a bit late because I didn't prioritize, right? But so it says that we need to have our introduction highlighted or bolded. What part of the introduction are we supposed to highlight?
Okay, you know what? That's a good question. That is the topics only. So if you guys noticed, let's just look at it. I know you're putting it away, but I'll just show you mine so you can know what I'm talking about here. This is from explaining how to do something. The introduction says, introduction includes attention getter. That's that first sentence. Remember the template we worked on last week? Do you remember that, Tyler? Yeah. Background information, and then it states the topics, bold or highlight. So literally those topics, those topic words are the only thing that you're highlighting in there. And it's going to be in the middle of the paragraph. It's not going to follow the topic clincher rule. Does that make sense, Tyler? Kind of?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that right now while I remember it.
Okay.
5 minutes.
I haven't read yours yet, but if you didn't do it right, I'll let you know. And then you can fix
No, I'll fix it because I just left it blank, so
it. Okay.
I literally like just submitted it this morning.
Okay, no problem. I'll take a look at it later, but that's what that means. And we're gonna have more practice with this one. It's the last one that we're doing for inventive writing. This is week 18. It's nice and short. It's only 3 pages to take out. You do need a piece of lined paper as well, a blank one, clean piece of lined paper. And we are going to write a little bit more about inventive writing. And this is when remember we talked about inventory last time, and it's in your brain. We're not going to do any research. We're not going to read any articles. It's all up here in your brain. So it's kind of like when we wrote about pictures, you kind of came up with your own story. It's like that, but you don't have any pictures. And this might be a type of style that you might have on your test. I don't really know what your prompt is going to be on your writing test, but it could be make up a story about something. It's okay. Don't let that scare you. You guys got this. You know how to do this. Use your keyword outline. That's what you do. Come up with your topics, and that's what we're going to talk about today. All right, so on your lined paper, we're going to start there. Let's just set up our keyword outline first, and then I'm going to have you take some notes. Okay, so your name goes there like always. Today's date is 3/11/25. And I know this sounds weird, but you're going to be writing about the moving box. We're going to brainstorm here in a minute, but just start getting your creative juices going by thinking about, and I'm not talking about moving as in like moving to another house. I'm talking about the box actually moving. Just think about it for a second. Don't give me any ideas yet. Just think about a box, like a plain old cardboard box, and all of a sudden the box begins to move all by itself. That's what you're going to be thinking about. This is what you're going to write about, okay? It's totally made up, completely made up, can be wild sci-fi style if you want. The box is closed and it's moving. Okay, so that's just a little sneak peek on what you're going to write about. This is going to be your KWO. So we're going to set this up first. Skip a line. We are going to eventually make this into a 5-paragraph essay, but before you freak out, we're focusing on the body paragraphs again this week, and then we'll do the introduction and conclusion next week. We're going to break it up, okay? But this will be where your introduction is, and it's just going to be 1, 2, 3. The introduction we talked about last week has your attention getter, and it states your topics. And it has a little bit of a different format than the body paragraphs. It has a little bit of background information. So we're just going to leave that blank for now. Skip a line. This is where your body paragraphs begin. The body is the middle of your paper. This one's going to be 1 through 5. And clincher. So when you're doing your writing test, just take a minute and set up a blank keyword outline like this. Okay, this is going to help you know where to start with your writing. 1 through 5. This is Roman numeral 3. Topic clincher. And we're going to do Roman numeral 4. You might need the back of your page. It's okay if you need to turn it over to the back. I'm going to squeeze mine in, I think, right here. This is how you do number 4. And I'm just going to squeeze in clincher here. And I'm going to put Roman numeral 5 on the back of mine. But if you have to put all of Roman numeral 4 on the back, that's okay. So you got your 3 body paragraphs. This is your introduction, which we're going to work on next week. We're focusing on the 3 body, but we want to set it up so that it's ready. So go ahead and turn it over if you're not already there. And then we're going to do 5. And 5 is just going to have a 1, 2, 3. And that's your conclusion, which we will work on next week. Thumbs up when you got all that down. Awesome. Good. Tyler, you good? Okay, awesome. Okay, now this is where I want you to just like skip a line or 2 lines and just draw a line here. We're going to separate off our paper back here. So this is where we're going to take our notes. We got our outline all ready to go. So the pattern for a 5-paragraph essay is introduction, number 1, body, 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 that's in the middle, conclusion. That's the 5-paragraph model. So on your test, if they tell you write a 5-paragraph essay, which they might, you're going to have lots of time. You're going to have like a couple hours. I know that seems like torture, but just remember my voice in your head. You can do this, okay? You can do this. You keep telling yourself, Mrs. C says I can do this, I can do this. And even if you have to tell yourself you can do this, you say I can do this, because you can. I'm not just making that up. Okay. That's the model for a 5-paragraph essay. Your prompt is, like I said earlier, you come out of your home, you see a cardboard box in front of your home, it starts to move. So I don't know about you guys, but we always get Amazon packages. There's always something on Amazon that we just need, you know, I don't know, we just do, or Walmart. But this time it may or may not have a label on it like Amazon. It may just be a plain box. It may not have your address on it. It may just be like a random box. So you guys are getting ready to go somewhere and like you're going to the store, you're going to church, you're going to football practice, you're going to band practice. I don't know. You're coming out of your house, there's a box on the porch in front and it starts to move. That's where you're going to go and you're thinking here, what could it possibly be? So let's just like randomly share some thoughts here, or you can put it in the chat. Either way, you can tell me, what do you think? Why is this box moving? Any ideas? Easton has an idea.
Maybe someone's in it.
Oh, like a person?
Yeah.
That would be crazy. Like it must be a giant box. It didn't say what size the box was. It could be a little box. It could be a giant box. Maybe somebody's in it. That would be crazy. Any other ideas? I see the chat. What else could it be? An animal? Okay, Lacey, like keep thinking on that. Put what kind of animal you think it would be. You can put it in the chat. Kaden, what do you think?
It could be a movie theater.
A movie theater
Yeah, with a bunch of people in it.
in the box? Like miniature people? That's kind of cool. You open it and they're watching a movie in there. Wow, I wouldn't have thought of that, Caden. That's funny. That's interesting. Like miniature people. Huh. Tyler, what do you think? Uh-oh, Tyler. I have no idea what you're gonna say.
It could be a miniature shopping cart with a little Amazon package in it.
Oh my goodness. Like a box within a box. That's kind of crazy. I wouldn't have thought a little miniature shopping cart. That's funny. Caden?
That gave me an idea. Whenever you open the box, there's just more boxes in it.
But how is it moving though? You gotta have something alive or maybe a robot.
There's an engine.
An engine? Okay, that's really uh-oh. Tyler's got another idea. Tyler.
There could be a F-18 engine inside the
Oh
box.
man. That'd be crazy. Like actually on, so it's making it move, like it's ready to launch. Lacey's thinking more animal, which that could be too. A bunny, a dog, a cat, or a chicken. Lacey?
My piano teacher, she
Yeah.
got her like little baby chicks, and I was like, we saw the box at the door, and it was like, what is that? Because we just saw a whole bunch of like scraps everywhere. I was like, what happened? And then when we look inside, we see like 8 chickens, little baby chicks.
Oh, I've actually ordered baby chicks before in the mail, and they do come in the mail. And you hear them in there like
They were so loud. I was like, "It's so little, but so loud and puffy."
that's funny. Tyler?
So while we're talking about boxes, my grandpa told me that like a couple of years ago, I don't know when it was, but a box had landed right in front of the naval area that's right by us, and they didn't know what it was. So they shut the entire base down and got investigators, and they carefully opened the box, and it was Gatorade.
When you said it came down, did it like drop? Like somebody dropped it from
No,
a
like somebody just sat it there,
Oh, somebody actually sat it there. Oh my gosh.
and it was like an 8-pack Gatorade.
And it was Gatorade. Everybody's thinking it's going to be something crazy. Oh my goodness. All right. So underneath this line that we wrote here, go ahead and write that word subject because, whenever you write a story, you have to know what your subject is. Your subject is the moving box. That's what you guys are writing about. Okay. After you know what your subject is, anybody know the next step? You have to make a list of something. What are we listing? We have to list possible, you guys know, possible topics. All right. And this is where and by the way, put a line right here next to this word box because I want you guys to, before you tell your reader what's in the box, you have to know what's in the box, right? Because you're going to have to explain what is in this box. Okay, so what if you want it to be an animal, put an animal here. If you want it to be a miniature theater, put miniature theater here. If you want it to be a shopping cart with another box, it has to move somehow, or an engine, or whatever you think is in here. Does everybody have an idea of what they want their moving box to have in it? What's moving? Kaden?
I'm gonna put movie theater, and there's miniature people inside of it, and how it's moving. They're trying to power the movie by moving.
Okay, that's a good one. It could be something like monkeys too, and they're not for you, Caden. I like where you're going with yours, but if you guys are still trying to figure out like what you're gonna write about, Tyler, did you figure it out?
I'm gonna put a F-18 engine inside of the box.
Okay, wow. That thing is really moving. It's probably strapped down to something.
No.
No, it's just flying around. Yeah, that's what Lacey's like.
Yep.
Lacey, did you pick an animal you want to have in yours? Or do you know yet?
I have an idea, but I feel like I can use all of them.
Oh, like there's a bunch of animals in there.
She
So go
could put
ahead
a
and list
zoo
your
inside of it.
animals. A zoo. There you go. The whole zoo is in there. Easton, did you come up with something?
Like a midget just sitting in there. I don't know.
A midget?
Mm,
I don't know if that's politically correct anymore, but like a small person, like smaller than size. Have you guys ever seen the movie Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? That's an old one. Yeah. Maybe they're actual people that were shrunk somehow. And how about Liana? Did you come up with something yet?
I don't know, maybe an animal?
An animal, but you don't know which one yet? Okay, be thinking about it.
Easy,
All right.
easy solution. Put the zoo in the box.
On the side here, because you're going to leave this spot for making your list. On the side here, I want you to put these question words. Remember how we used to do these for pictures? Who, what, when, where, why, and how. I'm going to have you add a couple extra, just like we did with the pictures too. What do you see? What do you hear? Because that might be a good one, because you might hear the animals, or you might hear the jet engine, or you might hear the movie playing, and you can decide what movie it is that's playing in there. What do you smell? This will be a good one for the zoo box. I'm sure there will be plenty of smells in that one. And taste, we're just going to put this in here because it's one of the five senses. If it's we don't want to taste it, the zoo box, don't taste it, whatever you do. But if they're at the theater, maybe there's popcorn in there, miniature popcorn. What does it feel like when you touch it? These are going to help you access the inventory inside your brain. You're going to make this up, okay? So now for your possible topics, if your topic is a movie, go ahead and list some things. Like you can list what movie it is. You could put projector on here, put people, put snacks, put chairs, anything you can think of that would actually be part of inside the box. Tyler, you're going to be thinking about the jet engine. I know there's not a lot of parts to it, but you can come up with things like, how did it get there? Where did it come from? Go through some of these question words. Start making a list of topics about the thing that's in your box. Okay. So Lacey, you could even think about like who the box is from. If it says, if it doesn't say, it could be a mystery, but you could talk about, are they all sleeping in there? Are they eating? Are they miniature? Because obviously having a zoo in a box, how big is the box? Is it like as big as like a refrigerator box? Maybe they're miniature animals. I don't know. And then Easton, yours was the shopping cart. What did you decide? I forget.
I think it was just like a miniature person or something.
A miniature person. That's right. Okay, so a miniature person. Who is it? Why are they there? What do they want? Start thinking about these questions and make a list of some possible topics about what's going on with this moving box. Easton?
Can I name the person?
Yeah, totally. You can
Yes.
name the person. And try to think of why it's there. Why is a good question. Why is there a box with a miniature person on my porch? You guys come up with the funniest ideas. Seriously. And then Liana, try to think of your box because you're going to need to pick something so you can start working on your topics here. Try to think of at least 4 or 5 things to list here. After you actually, let's stick with 4. If you have at least 4, once you get at least 4 topics listed, give me a thumbs up so I know you got some words down here. And if you need help, let me know. I'll help you brainstorm, okay? Okay, Tyler, what are your 4 words?
Well, I'm working on my fourth. I got 3. Distance, places, and battery for
Okay.
like possible topics.
Okay, so distance meaning like how far away the box came from?
Yeah, or like how far the box is gonna go.
Oh, because the box is
Yeah.
about to launch.
And then I might also put shopping. I don't know.
Okay. Hmm. Yeah, yours is a little hard. It's hard to think of topics for that engine. You could kind of
Friend,
create. Oh, go ahead.
friends. You pick up his friends.
Is there somebody in there with the engine or is it just the engine?
It's just the engine.
Okay.
This is not a great topic.
Yeah, maybe you might have to rethink that. There might need to be like a little, you could have a little green Martian in there or an alien or something like that. It's almost like you need a
Oh,
character. You got
I
something?
can put the pilot in there.
The pilot. There you go.
At this point, I'm just gonna put the airplane in there.
That'll work with the pilot. Now you got some stuff to work with. Okay, good. Easton?
For my possible topics, I said the who sent it,
Okay.
who dropped it off, and then the material of the I don't know, say that material of the box. I don't
Okay.
know what I'm gonna put for that, but that's all I have right now. So you need
Okay.
3.
Yeah, so the material, that's not going to take very long to explain because it's either going to be cardboard or plastic or something like that. So you're going to need something that has more detail, like, is this little miniature person, does the miniature person speak English? And what is the person saying? Like, and why would that box be on your porch? Like, who sent you a miniature person? Maybe the miniature person is like, you guys remember the Dr. Seuss story, Thing One and Thing Two? You guys remember that one? And Thing One and Thing Two come out and they like clean up actually they make a giant mess first in the house and then they clean it up before the parents come home. Maybe the little miniature person is going to clean up your room or something. Maybe it's like your grandma is like, I know what I can get for Easton. I'm gonna get him a miniature person to go in and clean his room.
I'd take that.
I know, right? Send him my way next, and then I'll send him to you,
Free,
Tyler.
free, free cleaning for
Free
life.
cleaning. Yeah, oh, that'd be nice.
We can just circle around.
And then maybe, Easton, what you plan on doing with this little miniature person? Like, do you have a place in your room where he could live in a, I don't know, borrow your sister's Barbie house and he can live in the Barbie house? I don't know. I'm just making it up. All right. How about you, Liana? Did you come up with some topics for yours?
No, not yet.
Did you come up with an actual subject yet? What's in your box?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a raccoon.
A raccoon. Okay, that's a good start. So some topics could be, what is the raccoon doing in the box? Like, is it eating? Is it sleeping? Is it fighting another raccoon in the box? Is that why it's moving? Maybe it's a raccoon battle. And then why would you get that like at your house? How did it get there? Was it supposed to go to your neighbor and you accidentally got the box? And when you open it, is it going to jump out and like chase your dog around the house? And then your dog starts knocking things off the shelves and breaking stuff, and your mom's screaming, and your dad's like, get the That's where I want you guys to go. Okay. Think about what could happen when you open it. Is it going to fly out? Is it going to jump out? Is it going to, these are topics here, like what the little guy does, what the engine does, and what the raccoon does, or the animal that you have, the whole zoo. Gosh, Lacey's house is going to be a disaster if she opens that box and they all come out. Caden?
Am I supposed to have 4 topics?
You're gonna end up with just 3. So you
Oh.
have to have at least 3. But
Well, I have 4.
okay, good. What are your 4 topics?
The sound of the movie.
Okay.
Why are they so small?
Okay.
And what movie is it? / explaining the movie.
Okay. Good. And why is it making the box move? You said it's like maybe they're making the movie go like
Well, that's what my 4th one is. How are they moving?
okay, so you could probably put how with the sound. Like maybe combine those two because you want to end up, the goal is after you make your list, pick 3 topics, but you can combine some stuff if you need to combine some things. Okay, that's okay too. Easton?
So I have 2 topics right now.
Okay.
One is the sender who dropped it off, and then so his name is Bob, and he speaks Chinese. Okay.
Wait, is this the miniature guy or the guy that dropped off the box?
The miniature guy.
Okay, the miniature guy is Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and he doesn't speak English. Okay, what else
That's pretty much it. I can make some
so far? Okay. Why would a little miniature Chinese guy come to your house?
Give me some orange chicken. I don't know.
He wants some orange chicken. Is that what you said? Oh my goodness. You guys are cracking me up. Tyler?
He could be your private cook.
Oh, yes. Okay. Although you'd probably have to have miniature stuff to get, let's see. Oh, maybe if you get him orange chicken and he eats the orange chicken, he becomes full size. And then he cooks for you. And then it lasts for like an hour and then he becomes miniature again and you can only do it like once a day or something like that. And then you give him some more orange chicken and he becomes big again.
So you have him after you give him the orange chicken, you have him cook your 3 meals, and then you just put him in the fridge.
There you go. Put him in the fridge. Oh my goodness. I saw somebody's hand up. Who was that? Did anybody have their hand up? Okay. So here's what you guys need to do. Go back to this side. The first word next to the Roman numeral 2, 3, and 4 is going to be your subject. So if it's a miniature guy, if it's a jet engine, it's put your subject here and then a comma. And then it's going to be your topic about that subject. This is the pattern, okay? And if you have more than one word, obviously try to keep it to 3. If you need to draw something or have an abbreviation, that's okay too, but try to keep it to only 3 words here. But if you only have 2, that's okay too. All right. But you're going to think the first one's going to be what it is in the box. Those are going to be the same here, here, and here. So for Liana, it'll be raccoon, raccoon, raccoon. Okay. And then the next word is going to be the topic, and those are going to be different. like about the raccoon. Where did it come from? Or what it's doing? Fighting something else? Eating something? There's got to be a reason for the box moving. So think about that too. Why is this box moving? So just at least try to get these Roman numerals down. And then these details you're going to think about on your own for your homework. You're going to think about some ideas here of why this thing is moving and what about those topics. Okay. Anybody have any questions about this part that I'm explaining right here? Lacey?
Can I tell you my 4 topics?
Yeah.
Where it's from, where is it going, and what's inside the box, and when the person takes the box.
Okay. So what's inside the box is actually going to be here. So that's not really one of the topics. That's like the subject of the paper. So are you going to stick with your idea of having like the whole zoo in the box?
Not the whole zoo, just a few animals.
Animals. So I would just put animals here. Animals, animals for your first word on each one of these. And then your second word could be a word about what are they doing in there? Why is the box moving? Are they fighting? Are they playing? Are they doing something supernatural like I don't know, cooking something in there? Or you know what I mean? It could be, what do you think, Lacey?
Sleepwalking.
Beatboxing, is that what you said?
Sleepwalking.
Oh, sleepwalking. There you go. Animals, sleepwalking. That'll be your first topic. And then this could be animals, and then where you think it's from and explaining why they sent it to you. Or was it an accident? That could be one of your topics too, is how it got there. Was it mailed to you? Did somebody run up to your house and drop it off and run away? Did it get dropped from a helicopter and it landed on your porch? Okay, so the topics here are what's going to drive your paragraphs. And when you guys work on those topic clinchers, you're going to use this topic as your topic clincher here, here, and here. That's going to be one of your topic clincher words. And then you'll have to pick another one to go with it. Does that make sense? So whatever your topic is, use that word for your topic clincher in those paragraphs. Okay. If it's I want you to at least have the Roman numerals filled out. If you would rather just go to the computer and start typing your story before you finish this outline, that's okay with me, if that's easier for you. But the main thing is to stick to that topic for this paragraph. Don't mix it up, okay? You got to stick to each topic about your box that's moving. Tyler.
So funny thing is I went to submit my assignment this morning and I I didn't realize I had wrote my introduction and conclusion without writing my introduction and conclusion keyword outline.
Ah,
So then I had to go it was hard to write the keyword outline off of my paragraph. So
oh, for the introduction and the conclusion. I'll look at it, Tyler. Let me look at it later today, and then I'll send you some notes, okay? And then that way you can know what you need to do. But yeah, you do need to use that outline. And we're gonna use it for this one too. But before you guys go though, go to the checklist really quick because we have a new band word. Yay! It's big. Big, that's easy. Yeah.
why'd you have to wait till we got to the moving box?
Right, because they want to make sure you don't use that because you're going to be tempted to use the word big. So don't use big. There's a ton of other ways to say big: huge, humongous, enormous, gigantic. You guys know those words. So don't use big. Everything else we kind of already talked about on here. Don't worry about the introduction and conclusion yet. You're only focusing on the body paragraphs, which is 2, 3, and 4. But you still have to remember to use all these different parts. You have to, okay? So don't turn it in until you have all these things on there. Okay, keep all this in your front pocket. Some of you guys, I'm not going to point out who, I'm not naming any names, but I'm just going to say some people lose their stuff. Don't lose your stuff. I'm just saying, don't lose it.
My keyword outline ended up in the trash one time.
Ah! So don't lose it. Stick it in your front pocket until you're ready to work on this. Keep everything in your front pocket. That's it for today, you guys. You're going to work on your 3 body paragraphs. The 3 body paragraphs. And so you're turning in 3, each different topics about the thing that's in your box or what's happening in there. Any questions before you go? No? No. Oh, Kaden, bless you. I hope you feel better. Get better, okay? All right, bye, you guys. I'll see you next week.
Bye. Thank you. Have a good week.
Welcome. You too. Thank you.